Hey everybody, I'm a little late tonight, but I'm gonna be doing some more animation work here on some shopping brawl character animations and stuff. We're gonna start off by doing some effects work on this death animation, and then I got a lot of tweaking to do with the actual death animation itself. So um, I'll be here. Go ahead and hit me up on chat if you want to talk. I've got it up so I can check it out and. Let me know what's up. I'm gonna turn on some music here to just kind of keep things uh, going. So and of course I'll try and talk through whatever it is I'm doing here. So, like I said, I kind of already did some of this death animation here. So now I'm just kind of working on the effects of like the burst when he dies. So gonna try and start working on that. Actually, I want to glow. I don't want the other one. We want it to be yellow and high quality, of course. Let's blow it out a little bit. Kind of crank that glow up a bit. And then I can just easily copy the filter and apply it to every frame of it. So that's that. Probably do some blur in now. Throw a blur in there. I want to. The default might be good actually. Yep. There we go. And then I can pop out of here. Yeah, I only want that to play once. Take the loop off, play it once. So, boom. I gotta add a blank keyframe at the end there. So it disappears. There we go. So what I have so far, I've set up all the keyframes and everything. I think I might go in and tweak a lot of them just to give it a more smooth look. But thug number one, just kind of bang and dead. So, and again, it's playing super slow because of the stream, but you know. I think it works for now. Like I said, I'm just trying to throw together a prototype, so I think you know, for the one playable slice that I want to make, I think this works perfectly fine for the animation that I want to do. So that'll be that for him. Pop out. got the, still have the sketch layer here that I gotta get rid of. So. Set that to play once as well. Very good. I can reset my stage to normal colors again. File, save. So let me pull up another file so I can show you. I don't know if I've pulled this up. It's been a long time anyway, and some people may not have seen it. So let me open up the other animations that I have for this guy. So here he is in yellow again. He'll be kind of all over the place, like different colors and everything, because he's like the generic excuse me, he's the generic thug guy. So we can make a couple of these disappear. Here's his walk cycle. Do 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 do. It's playing a little bit slow. Make that go away, and then here's the just a hit animation. Again, it's playing a little slow, but like oof, oof, oof. So when you first hit them, I have to put a little bit of an effect over it, so you know to just add with the, you know, you're hitting them. Other than just this, and then this guy, put these guys against each other because it kind of like it made it look like he's stabbing them. So that's his attack animation. It's got a little bit of blood spurt to it for the hit. Like there's the hit effect on that. So this is a successful attack. Otherwise, it'll just be a stab without the blood spurt. So stab, stab, and then if I make him go, stabs him in the face. Stab, stab. And that's all I really need for him. So he'll just have the attack, the hit, the death, and the walk, and that's all I really need for the generic enemies. Bosses will be a lot more robust with their attacks, and I'll probably have some enemies that can maybe do a dash or a roll on screen instead of just a walk. Other enemies that'll throw things, but we're talking way down the line when I'm actually putting together the full game. So right now I'm just trying to, do just a demo, and the demo is just gonna have a couple of different of these guys. Another enemy that I think. See if I can pull that guy up. It'd be kind of a bigger dude, so it'd be a little bit more tough. So we can see that there's the lowest level enemy, and then you've got the tougher brute as well. Be in here. Yeah, here he is, right here. So here's the other dude. No. Of course, he's huge. So this dude, try and make him roughly. So he's deliberately like bigger. His face is big, like his whole head and everything's bigger. But these guys are all demons, just in the guise of humans. So, their size relation can be off that much, and it's not a big deal. But this is what he's gonna look like, and he'll have, different color outfits and stuff as well. I can go in here real quick and, oops, not open. I go in here real quick. Here we go. So he's got a gray beard with a brown shirt and a gray shirt with a white beard. So again, he'll have, and then here's the other guy. Will be blue, and then eventually I'll add a female thug as well, and that's where she comes in. She'll have a whip, and then she'll also have a throw item animation, and he's just gonna be like a brute. So he'll just have like kind of a real slow, hard punch, a lot like what Farooq has for his punching. And then as far as the the playable characters go, they're all rigged up and ready to go. So let's see if I can open that real quick. Open. I think I have an entire lineup. There we go. Saved here. If it doesn't crash on me. There we go. So here's my lineup here. These eventually will all be playable characters. I think what I'm going to do is, for the demo, I'm just going to have Farooq and Jake be the playables. And then I'll move into, I got their names all labeled here. I'll move to Rex and Candy for the initial release. Those will be the 4 fighters. And then for downloadable content and new fighters, I'll add Stevie and Chuck to the roster. And maybe they'll be unlockable after you beat the game or something. I'm not too sure. That's still way down the line. But for this vertical slice, I'm gonna make Farooq and Jake as the playable characters, and I have I can delete that, and I can close that, and I can close that. The next thing I'm going to work on tonight is probably some backgrounds. I kind of have like a real generic looking background so far, but I think I might want to, instead of doing the like first level mall one that I was going to do, I might move on to what's essentially going to be level 3 or 4, I think, and it's going to be an auto scroller, and it's going to be an elevator, but it's like a freight elevator that you'll be going up in, and you obviously enemies will just come in at you constantly while you're on the level until you beat the level. And there'll be some kind of joke where it's like the longest elevator ride for a 2-story mall and stuff like that, like typical things that Kiosk is known for, like just pulling and kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit and just having fun with it. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna show you guys and anybody who is interested. So I have the last time I was working on stuff, I was working on Farooq. It's been a while since I've gotten to work on this because I've been just so inundated with other projects and stuff. But so I have Farooq here, and this is not quite done, but it works for now. His grab animation, like he's a wrestler, so he grapples people and kind of punches them and stuff. So here's his grab. I'll eventually add like a foot stomp in there too, so it's not just his legs moving. And these I think were so these were the sketch. The roughs that I did for the grab, and then so that's his grab, and then I have also a Farooq punch. So here's his idle pose right here, and then Here we go, ready. We'll pull out a little bit. And so here now, he does one of these, like a big heavy punch, like just, bah. It's kind of slow. Yeah, it's kind of a slow, just one big hard punch. And it does more damage, obviously. And again, I'll probably add like a little bit of a foot movement in, so it kind of, pulls in a little bit more. But I'm real happy with the way his stuff's coming so far. I don't need to change. Save the changes. And then I've gone through all of Jake's stuff before, and he's pretty much set. I have to do a block for him. That's another thing as the levels go on. Like some of the enemies will have block animations as well, and they can block your stuff. But so I'll eventually be working on a block for him. But I have a hit. I have an idle. We're gonna do another hit for him that's a little more extreme. Like his one hit that he has now is just kind of like a oof, and the next one's just gonna be more of a pullback. And then his death just is his knockdown animation is. I really like this one. It's similar to that enemy one that I just finished tonight, but I feel like it's just better, just overall with the arc and everything. So he punched and knocked out. So I mean, he's got like the whole stretch thing, blood coming out and kind of following his trail down, and just like a bounce off the ground pretty hard. And again, it's not going to be what the final looks like in the final project, but for this one right now, this works perfectly fine. I don't need anything too fancy to make sure everything just works. It'll be my first time coding a game, so I'm not going too over the top right now for this little piece. I'm going to try and handle it in chunks. So let's see what I have for backgrounds. So I have a demo room background. Excuse me, file. This is kind of what we're looking like right now. Very plain, very not interesting at all. But this is like just some story. Like you'll be. Here's your stage here. So if we pull way in, we're gonna be looking at roughly something this size. So you see everything in the box here. You don't see anything behind here, so this doesn't matter. So your view is just right here, and you're chugging along through here, fighting people. Just do, and that. So these are real rough placeholders for the art. Like ground is okay, but it's not great. And then these are just placeholder stores that I need to individually go in and make different signs for. I've got a list of names of stores that I'm going to be using, and then make the internal things look kind of different. The gates will all be in some way some like down or almost all the way down. I'm contemplating in the final game probably like some of these gates that are up a little bit. You can have some enemies kind of pop out of there, like pop out of these stores and stuff. And then if you have like an empty space like this where you can kind of see behind here, I might just put a storefront here, and then they can file out of there as well and come down and fight. So that I think is what I need to work on tonight is some more background stuff, because I need to make this look better, because this is just kind of blah. I mean, I have some elements that I have another background file. I have some elements that I'm going to put in with it. Environment 1. This is an old file. Oh, it's not that old. It's actually the same. There we go. So this is a little bit more interesting. It's still just a real small piece of it. So we've got the two different stores that I had before, just single colors, and then some foreground elements like some trees. You know, the mall always has some fake plasticky palm trees. Um, and then we've got some garbage piles or garbage cans and some columns that'll pass. So you pass behind this kind of stuff, so we get some nice parallaxing even though we're inside for these levels. Um, so that's what that's gonna be. Um, so I need to brainstorm basically some background stuff. Kiosk always I kind of always saw it as taking place in the late '90s when malls were still prevalent. Of course, now they're not so much. Um, so we've kind of got like that more of that aesthetic to it, and so I got to go in and try and make that work, and do some research in the styles and stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to do that on stream tonight because it's going to be a lot of like looking and researching and stuff, but I can show you guys some stuff that I've been working on other than Shopping Brawl for animation wise. Now, a few weeks ago, I put up a poll on my Instagram or my Instagram stories and through my Twitter. I put a poll up, and I think it was 4 um, of my own IP up there for everybody to choose from, which they'd rather see as an animated web series. Kiosk was one of them. I didn't expect that to really go far, and that's fine because I have the game in play. So the game will what I'm gonna do is I'll finish the comics that I've had on the back burner for years now, and then there's gonna be a short mini comic that's probably only gonna be about 5 to 10 pages long, probably not even 10. That'll describe what's happening right up to the start of the game, and then I might just use these games as a vehicle for that moving forward. So there may still be comics, there may not be. I don't know. I still have tons of ideas in my head, but I think I can turn most of them into. I could probably turn most of them into games somewhere. So if this, if I get through this first one, then I have more planned. I have a second mini episode game that could follow Shopping Brawl as like a kind of like an epilogue type thing, a whole nother short adventure fighting game. So Kiosk wasn't really in the running too much with anybody. The other 3 were Interstellar Squad, Parts Unknown, which is a wrestling comic that my friend Sean and I did back in 2007, 8, 9, around that time. We only ever put out about 8 or 9 strips, but I really, really like the concept of it, and I'm at a point now with my art that I'm really happy with the designs and stuff that I kind of revamped for them, and I can pull up some of that stuff too to show you guys tonight. And then so there was another one, I can't remember what my other one was. Post-Apocalyptic Poor Authority, which is my which I think I'm gonna just do a graphic novel of. It's about 2 guys who get on a bus, and while they're on the bus, they're just kind of like joking around, like, hey, what would happen if it was like suddenly there was a nuclear apocalypse, and it was up to whoever was on that bus to continue with humanity. And they're like, that's so stupid, and then that actually happens. So that's the premise of that one. I think I think that'll be fun, and I think it'll work well as a graphic novel or a series of graphic novels. And it's a something that I need to put together as a pitch package to try and see if I can't sell that to any publishers or anything, because I think it could work really well, and I think it could work well. I could either work it as is, or I could work it as a young adult one. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet, but I really like the idea, and I really think the concept's cool. So it ended up being that it was really kind of neck and neck with Interstellar Squad and Parts Unknown. So I hit up my buddy Sean and I said, "Hey, dude, how would you like to help, write some web episodes for a series for Parts Unknown?" And he's all for it, and I'm excited to try and get into that again with him. I think that'll be really cool, and so we'll start working on those sometime soon. But the one that won by, I think it was like maybe 4 votes total, between both Instagram and Twitter, was Interstellar Squad, which was a comic that I did that I almost completed. I almost completed one whole issue for a few years back. It's about a group of bounty hunters on the run from, the law. Basically, it's like it's not really an empire so much as it's just kind of like the authorities of the galaxy and the people who make the laws and stuff. But they're also kind of jerks. So let me pull up some art for that. So if you haven't been following along, see if I can't open some stuff here. So if you haven't been following along, what I've done here, so Interstellar Squad was a comic, and I got about 20 some pages, and here's all the old stuff here. I got all the way up to page 23, started page 24, and then page 25 was going to be a pretty big shock page. So what I actually did this year, we'll open some stuff here so you guys can look at it, because I know some of you aren't very familiar with some of the stuff that I used to do. Alright, so that's the new one. Here's one of the first, this was done quite a few years ago. So this was the first, like, all crew shot that I did of the main cast of bounty hunters that fly the Interstellar. And so here's the captain here. I still haven't solidified a name for him yet. But so here's Carrick, and he is an Andorian, and he's the last of his kind, and he carries a big giant. This one, right? This guy right here is Carrick. He's a big giant hammer that has a jewel in the middle of it that generates electricity. So it's an electrified hammer. This is Kat, and she's the weapons expert. She's always carrying like big giant weapons and stuff that doesn't look like it's the right size. I actually ditched her ladybug backpack that I had on her. This is their cadet. That's kind of like their intern guy. He's always nervous and stuff, but he's no longer this size. He's a lot smaller now. Here are their bots. This is Gopher and Doc. This is their surgeon, who is kind of like the sarcastic robot, and then here's Gopher, who is also he doesn't look like much, but he's got the ability to pull out these big giant cannons and stuff, and he's actually like a pretty heavy duty cannon guy. So that was my crew. I was pretty happy with this at the time. But I feel like I've gotten a lot better with my art, so I kind of went and headed in and revisited these characters a couple months ago. And first I did the bad guys over here, and these guys are the guys that they're on the run from. And I kind of revamped a few of the characters here. This is the warden who runs the prison. That the first few episodes they're going to be on a prison break, so. This is the warden who runs the prison, and he's got this bird that has no eyes, but it's kind of got this like psychic eye in front of it. This guy is what all their main troopers look like. But if anybody's ever read the comics that I did, he is involved in the prison break at the very beginning, and his best friend is killed, and he is injured, which kind of really breaks his psyche, and he kind of goes a little nuts. These guys I didn't get to introduce yet. This is the enforcer. He's a big, he's like their big dude. When they need a job done and they know it's going to get done, they send this guy. And then this is I haven't named her yet either, but this is another female. Her face is kind of half scarred up underneath this mask, but she's gonna play a role in things too. So there's the bad guys, and then here's the good guys, which I've already introduced you to. But I think these designs are the ones I'm really happy with. None of them like changed drastically or anything, but I'm really happy now. I think with the way that I've got this guy drawn, and the way that I've decided to shrink Alders down to like this small little size, and he can ride on things and slip through things a lot easier. He's kind of like a lockpick now. And then Cat's still here, and Carrick, and Doc, and Gopher, and so this is what I decided to do, and this is going to be more or less like the intro animation that I'll do for every episode. Will kind of end with these guys kind of like coming in together from each side, and and then we'll fade out to whatever the like right here still has the original name of the first issue was called Breakout, but I just recently excuse me, I just recently did the title card for the first animated short. I think I'll break them down into about 2-minute webisodes. I don't want to like overwhelm myself too much, but here's the official first title card here, Prison Break. Just kind of want to make it a little reminiscent of the Batman animated series title cards, but yeah, still have my own style on it. Instead of making it painterly, I kind of just made it like this and kind of gave it an abstract background. But we've got the silhouette of the warden, and we've got Cat running down a catwalk. Whoops. I zoomed away him, and she's running down a catwalk. So looking for the right cell that they're looking for, and there's something else that's on the prison that they need to get as well. So that right there is what I've been working on for the past few days, and I have some stuff to show you, and it's in Animate. So for the last week or so, I've been working on some character rigs. So I actually have almost the entire crew rigged up, and not only do I have a lineup here, maybe I didn't save that earlier. These are all recovered files. I don't need this. Okay, that's fine. So here's the lineup. Let's open it up. Unless I overrode it to... Nope, here we go. Alright, so here we go. So here are their animation forms. So illustration allows me to get into a lot more detail. Animation, I don't want to do too much detail because, some of the stuff's going to have to be done frame by frame, and some of it's, So you don't want too much detail here. So here's the lineup, almost the entire lineup of the crew. Alders hasn't been done yet, but he doesn't come into play until the end of the first series of episodes that make up the Prison Break. So I don't really need him until kind of down the line. So I have the rigs done for Gopher here, and I actually did a little bit of animation for him earlier after I finished his rig, and he's a real easy rig. I decided to get rid of his legs, so he's kind of a floaty pod type robot. So I have, his body and his arms. That is pretty much it. I have a shadow layer, but other than that, he is just, he's got a shoulder too. His shoulder's separate from his arm. So if I go into here, his main light here will also act as his mouth. So when he talks, a light will light up. And so we'll pull in here real close. You can kind of see the light turning on and off. So basically, like when you see him talk, it'll be like a series of short and long lights being on, kind of like Morse code. But when he talks, he doesn't talk with a human voice. You hear it's kind of like what we'd hear back in the day when you had dial-up connection. So he'll kind of be unintelligible for normal people, but anybody who's been around him enough knows what he's saying. Especially Doc, who they partner up most of the time, both being robots. But here, if I can get this to play, here's his little floaty animation. I could probably pull in a little bit more on him. There he is. Float up and float down. It's playing way slower than it should. It's only playing about half speed, so like it's a, just a little simple little up and down animation where the arms kind of follow a little bit after the whole body, so that gives it a little bit of depth. And the even the shadow down there kind of changes shape and opacity as it goes up and down. So he'll have kind of like anytime they're idle, like everybody else can just kind of stand around, but he kind of has to float. So I just decided to make a little floaty animation of him earlier because I had time. But I have Doc here. He's all separated. I still have to name everything and turn them into symbols, but I have, the hands are all, they're all individual blades. And I have Carrick over here. The nice thing about him is I have this here. He's all one. I gotta separate him all out. They're still all their own symbols and stuff. But if I take this off, there's his face. So you see his face there, and it fits behind his mask nicely. The mask also has some glows to it in the eyes and in the mouth here. This'll light up and electricity will shoot around it and stuff. I like to hand draw that kind of stuff. I know there's programs that have, like After Effects has a lightning generator thing, but I really like to do, that's one of my favorite things to do is effects animations. So doing the lightning and stuff is really fun. So I want to save that for when I need it. It's not all the time. It's only when he's swinging it and ready to hit somebody with it. Here's the captain. I actually do have him all separated out. And so it took me a while to get his nose right, but I'm happy with where his nose is at now. I was going to start working on some phonemes for him so that I could get, some mouth shapes and stuff, but I'm not quite there yet. I've got his jetpack. I even had his gun made. I think his gun is, there it is, there's his gun. So we can pull that out of the holster. This holster is kind of more like just magnetic bands that are there, the sticks to. And then there's Kat, and she's here. I'm toying with the idea of just keeping her hair the shape and not have it like really move much. But at the same time, I kind of want to play with the bones or the pin tools now that you can change the mesh and stuff. So I'm not too sure. Depends on how much time I really have if I want to go in and actually do that. But there's my lineup. There's the crew. I have a second model or second rig for. I think I named him Xander, Captain Xander. I have a second rig for him with his glasses down and his mouth covered up for when he's in flight. So he's got a jetpack on. So whenever he goes into flight, he kind of just pulls the scarf up over the mouth, drops those goggles down over the face, and takes off. And you can still kind of see his eyes underneath everything there, but there's a little bit of a glow to those. And I'm really happy with the way he turned out. Like it took me a little while to get this design right, and I think I hit it pretty well for him. There's the crew, and I don't know where I may have accidentally saved it. And of course, I don't have it anymore on my list. I think I may have accidentally saved it in a thing that I was doing originally. I was gonna do some fun little shorts. Just gotta find where I put it. Oh, here we go. So I'm sure some of you have probably seen it, where I'd made these. Here we go. I made these designs here. I did this this fun thing here where it's like it's the bridge of a Star Destroyer, and I've got Dengar and Bosk from Star Wars. I was just gonna have them like talking back and forth to each other, and I'm still probably gonna do something with them. It's just a lot of fun. Being able to play with like the layer effects that Animate has in it now, kind of fake this lighting on these guys, and I'm just really happy with this look. And even I think I even went so far as to make phantoms for these guys, so it's really just a matter of writing some comedy. Yeah, look, we got Dingers, gross teeth. Some gross teeth there. And then I think I did Bosk too. I think I did some of his phonemes as well. So I really should just write some fun shorts and put those up for the YouTube channel. Yeah, there we go. I did. He's all jaggy teeth too. So I'll probably get to doing that as well at some point, when I'm not working on any of the 800 other ideas that I have. So I had this environment already made, and it's a spaceship environment. So I was like, okay, let's try and see what the crew will look like with that kind of style. So I threw that together real quick. Oh, right here, background light test. Duh. And this is kind of what they look like, and I kind of really like it. I have to play a little bit with the lighting on some of these guys, but I'm overall really happy with how this turned out. And obviously I'm not going to use the Star Destroyer background per se, but this is kind of the aesthetic that I'm going to go for, with no outlines on the background. There's no outlines in hair. That's kind of just like the rules of the style of this what this series is going to be like. But I really like. I got the lights coming down from the top, and then you've got all this highlights coming on the tops of things. Really kind of like how everything's coming together for this show, and hopefully we can get something off the ground and get stuff going. So that's what I've been working on for the past couple weeks. And when I'm not doing client work, if I'm doing personal work, it's this kind of stuff that I've been working on. and I'm really getting psyched for where it's going. Another thing that I'm doing, if that I did real quick the other day, is I did kind of a rebranding slash update of my YouTube channel with a new banner, because for the longest time I had an old illustration that I did for for an anthology. So kind of updating things. I have my logo. I have this new logo, which I'll tell you guys about in a few weeks when I'm ready to. It's It's kind of a personal project that we're undertaking here at the house and in the studio. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens with that. But I have, this is the quote unquote rebranding, or the update of things that I did. I threw that together last night after the gaming stream that I did, and so that's what I worked on there. And that's basically all I've been doing. I did some quick work for some clients here. You can kind of see snippets of here. But as far as illustration work or other personal projects, that's kind of where I've been going. Here's here, I can open this up. This is what one of the alien species is going to look like in Interstellar Squad. I haven't named these guys yet either, but this is like your typical warrior from their thing. He's kind of got his wings back here, and these legs that are kind of cybernetic down here. And his armor on his arms and stuff, and these big halberds, and his 6 eyes. But I started putting him together too, and I've got like everything separate. Like these mandibles are separate, these little dangly things are separate, these are separate, so I can get like a lot of little like subtle animations and stuff in. Like he moves his head, and like the antennas, like each one of these can move separate, and the hairs kind of move a little bit. Like I really want to get into it. Like I want to really get into the detail and everything, and really make it look good. Like I just need time to be able to do that. But there are a couple other personal projects that I've taken on. This is gonna change in name. Let's see if I can't open this up with where's open with? Alright, well I can't open that right now. No real new comics out yet. Still working on. I've got several hashtag parentings in line, so this might be a good time to talk about my new streaming schedule that I'm gonna try and adhere to as much as humanly possible with busy life with 3 kids. But we're gonna try and do this. I think 11 p.m. kind of works for me. I might be able to move that to 10 p.m. Might help some other people out, but I think people out west really aren't feeling the 11 p.m. part. And since I'm up anyway, and I usually get usually work during the afternoons to get stuff done. So let me try and find my stream schedule, which I think I've shared. That's actually one of the public posts on Patreon right now. So if you go to Patreon/Pocket Science, I don't think it's Pocket Science Studios. I think it's just Pocket Science. You can see the streaming schedule whether you're a patron or not. So it's around here somewhere. I just need to find it. Banner. I know this is kind of boring to watch me scroll through a bunch of stuff, so I'm just trying to get to find it real quick. I can do this real quick. And if you're not a patron, you can certainly consider becoming one for as low as $1 per month. Uh, you can check out everything that I have. Here we go. So here's my streaming schedule. No, I don't want to put it in there. There we go. Alright, so here's the streaming schedule that I'm going to try and adhere to. So on Mondays, I'm going to do comic streams, and that means if I'm working on hashtag parenting or if I'm working on my Patreon only G.I. Joe fan comic that I'm doing, or if I do get into doing PAPA, that's where I'll be doing that kind of stuff. So and when I get to doing the shopping brawl, the kiosk shopping brawl comic, that's where I'll be doing that. So you get to see my process. I work in Manga Studio exclusively, which Clip Studio, which is one of the best tools you can have out there. So Monday nights, I'll be working on comic stream. For the time being, it'll probably be hashtag parenting comics. Tuesdays, if you are a patron of my Patreon, you will get an exclusive link to a private video on my YouTube channel that shows a sped up traditional piece that I work on. The first piece is going to be a sketch cover, a Batman sketch cover that I'm working on. If you're an Instagram follower, then you've seen it. You've seen the real sped up video of me doing the cleaning up the roughs on it. But what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be the whole process. It'll be the cleaning up of the roughs, and then the inking and the shading that I'm gonna be doing on it. And then if you're a patron, then you get the chance to bid on that first. Like if you want that, then you get the chance to buy it first. After a week, that'll go. The piece will just be, hey, here's a sketch cover I did. If you want it, you can buy it to the public. Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing my gaming streams, and I like to call it late to the party because most of the games that I'll be playing on it, with the exception of the one that I started last night, most of the games I'll be playing on it have been out for years. And so I'm late to the party, and here I am trying to play through these things. And I started last night. I started playing Blasphemous, and it is a beautiful game, but it is horrific, and it is hard. And I'm looking forward to playing it again. So Wednesday nights, gaming stream. Come watch me die a lot, probably swear, and have a lot of fun all together. Thursday nights, which is where we're at now, I'm gonna try and do animation streams, which this was more of a just to show you what I've got going on type of stream. But Thursday nights are gonna be me working on probably Shopping Brawl, and maybe the Interstellar Squad web series. Like I said, my buddy Sean and I are going to get together probably via chat or text or email thread and kind of hash out what we want to do with Parts Unknown. I kind of have an idea where I want to start, but I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I think there's a whole when it comes to wrestling, like cartoon wrestling content. I think we can really get in there, and he's got a lot of ins in the industry, so I think we can do a lot of fun with that. So eventually down the line, once the ball gets rolling on one of the other two things, we're really gonna get chunking along on that as well. Hold on one second. So Thursday nights will normally be me working on animation. You can see my process on that and see how I work on that. Tonight you really kind of just got to see me finalize, well, not even finalize, but finish up where I was going to take it for now. the stuff that I was doing. Fridays I'm going to be off air. I'm going to need a day off. That might act, it's not really going to be a day off, but it'll be a day off from streaming. It'll probably be where I am working on the traditional piece, or I'm working on a secret project, which I've got going on. I got 2 secret projects going on, which is why it takes me longer to do pretty much anything, because I've got like my hand in like 82 different fires. Saturdays will be another patron only thing. Not sure if it's going to be a live stream or just a video posted. Most likely just a video posted. I'll probably record it on Saturday and then upload it the following Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun to work on, so that project's going to be really cool. And that's where that new logo comes into play, that skull logo comes into play. And then Sundays, after 2 days of not streaming, Sundays I'm back with, to start the week off with a lot of fun here. Right here we're back to late to the party. So I gaming twice a week, art process 3 times a week. If you're a patron, you get to see, my traditional process as well as anything else that I do here on Twitch and upload to YouTube. So it's a lot. It's gonna be. I think if I can get this, get the ball rolling, I've got, I think we've got time now to do that, and so I'm excited to be able to do that, and so that's where I'm at with that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing all this stuff, and like I said, it'll probably be 11 o'clock. Maybe I'll be able to do it 10 o'clock. Tuesdays, those will go up probably around noon. And then Saturday, that thing will probably go up around noon as well. But those are going to be videos that are going to have some editing and stuff done to them. Which is also something I'll probably do on Fridays when I have time and I'm not working on client work. So I don't see anybody in the chat room right now. I don't know if this is just too late of a time for people to hop in, or if nobody wants to be in chat, or people are just kind of watching to watch. But that's kind of where I think I'm gonna leave this. It's just that's what our schedule is gonna be here. So if you guys, are so inclined, please come check out patreon.com/pocketscience, which is what it is. Help me make this stuff. Right now I've got 4 awesome patrons that have stuck with me, and I think they need to get ready for a bunch of content to start coming through, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it and have a lot of fun, especially me. So I think I'm going to leave off there. Next time will be Sunday night, where I'm going to be playing Blasphemous again. So if you want to come join me again, twitchtv.com or twitch.tv/GeoffreyMunn, GeoffreyMunn. Gonna have a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss anything, and I can be on my way to being an affiliate, and that'd be great. So I think we're gonna be done right there, guys. And I really appreciate anybody who came out and checked out the work and digs anything that I do. So all right, see you guys later.